Deep underneath the rolling hills of Missouri, there is a door, and behind that door lies a secret so large it could feed every American for a month. It's not gold, it's not aliens, it's 1.4 billion pounds of government cheese. That is enough cheese to wrap around the entire earth twice and still have leftovers for a really big pizza. But how did the most powerful nation on earth become the world's biggest hoarder of dairy? To understand this, we have to talk about the 1970s, an era of disco, bell-bottoms, and a massive economic headache. Prices for everything were skyrocketing, especially food, and the government decided they had to do something about it. So they looked at the humble dairy farmer, the soul of America, or, as the government saw them, a voting bloc they couldn't afford to lose. In 1977, the government made a promise. They told farmers that no matter what happened, the price of milk would never drop below a certain level. This was the Dairy Price Support Program. It sounded like a win-win. Farmers got rich, and the public got, well, they got milk. But there was a tiny, microscopic flaw in the plan. You see, if you guarantee someone that you will buy everything they make at a high price, they are going to make a lot of it. Farmers stopped caring about what people actually wanted to buy. They just started milking every cow they could find. By the early 80s, the U.S. was drowning in milk. Billions of gallons of it. More milk than anyone could possibly drink. Here's the problem with milk. It's incredibly meaty. It goes bad if you look at it the wrong way. The government couldn't just store a swimming pool of milk. It would turn into a biohazard in 3 days. So they decided to turn that milk into something that lasts forever. Something indestructible. Something cheesy. They processed it into massive industrial blocks of cheddar and processed cheese. And since they didn't have enough fridges, they started renting out commercial caves in Missouri. By 1981, the government was spending $1 million every single day just to store and transport the cheese. They had 500 million pounds of it, and they had absolutely no idea what to do with it. Imagine being the president and realizing your biggest national security threat is a giant pile of dairy. If he sold the cheese, the market price would crash, and the farmers, his biggest fans, would go broke. If he threw it away, the public would scream about wasting food while people were hungry. So he did what any politician does when they have too much of something they can't sell. He gave it away for free. This was the birth of government cheese. It became a cultural icon of the 80s. It came in plain, unbranded boxes. It was salty, it was orange, and it was surprisingly good at melting. For millions of families, this was a lifesaver. But the government realized they couldn't just give it away forever. Why? Because even giving it away for free was hurting the dairy farmers. If people get free cheese from the government, they stop buying cheese at the store. The price drops. The cycle repeats. The government needed a way to make people eat more cheese without realizing the government was behind it. Enter Dairy Management Inc., a non-profit created by the government to promote dairy. Have you ever noticed how fast food pizzas suddenly started having stuffed crusts and triple cheese layers? That wasn't a coincidence. That was the government's marketing arm working with fast food giants to dump the surplus into your stomach. They even helped create the Got Milk campaign. They weren't just selling a product. They were trying to save their own bank accounts. And for a while, it worked. The massive mountain of cheese started to shrink. But here is the thing about systems built on subsidies. They never really die. They just mutate. In the 2000s, the price floor was replaced with revenue insurance, but the result was the same: overproduction. By 2016, the cheese mountain was back, and this time, it was bigger than ever: 1.2 billion pounds. The government tried to give it to food banks, prisons, and schools. But you can only feed a student so much macaroni before they stage a coup. Today, the stockpile still exists. It fluctuates based on how well the cheese marketing is going and how many pizzas we eat. It's a bizarre monument to a time when the government tried to control the price of the sandwich and accidentally became the world's cheesiest landlord. Every time you order extra cheese on your burger, just remember, you might be doing your patriotic duty. But fans of small government, don't get too upset, because the dairy lobby is already typing their correction in the comments. The Missouri caves aren't going anywhere. Neither is the cheese. It's the backup plan America never wanted, but Definitely deserved. So the next time you think the government is hiding something important underground, you're right. It's just probably tastier than a UFO. And that is how America became the proud owner of a billion-pound dairy nightmare. If you think this was a weird use of tax dollars, just wait until you hear about the time they tried to build a pigeon-guided missile. But that's a story for another day. For now, just keep eating your pizza. Uncle Sam is counting on you. Seriously, eat more cheese. The cave is getting full again.